So made some noodling. This is what I call guitar noodling. Just noodling on the guitar. I was kind of do this kind of thing. I remember I took this. I took that 8th grade guitar class I was talking about on some other video that you probably didn't watch. But I remember it was like junior or senior day at another guitar class where everybody who knew how to play guitar was in it, just for an easy A. So that was pretty cool. So I knew a lot of guys from the bands in that class. We were all in the class. So, but then there were a few people who didn't know. I think most people in that class knew how to play guitar. It was like, junior year or so, but people were like 16, 17. So most people by 16, 17 probably have started to play guitar already, So, and most of them were there. Different levels of guitarmanship as well. A lot of these guys in bands were still learning. So I was in there. Some guys from the bands were there that I knew, friends of mine. I just knew them through the playing. Musicians tend to go towards musicians, like I said. Creative people tend to go towards creative people. Dumb people go towards dumb people. Pretty people go towards pretty people. That kind of thing. So if you see people loving that kind of someone being dumb in a video, and you see all the likes on, good chance all those people who gave those likes are dumb themselves, or the same kind of dumbness, and that's in the video. That the video perpetrates, they're the same. Because it's like, ooh, people just love seeing their people like themselves. They elevate people like themselves. But that's why you see a lot of mediocrity doing well, because a lot of people are very mediocre. In numbers, there's power in numbers, and there's a lot of them, and they uplift their fellow mediocre people. That's why there's a lot of mediocrity in America, because there's a lot of mediocre people supporting each other. Anyway, I digress. Now let's get back to that. Yeah, so there was this class, a guitar class. Everybody knew, so we were like, yeah. I think a lot of the guitar people were even probably better than the teacher was. He wasn't bad. He was like one of those guys, like a James Taylor type, who could play those kind of finger picking thing. He sings these little folk songs. No offense, James Taylor. So he would, and then he would. I remember we would like listen to music, and we would play some stuff, and we'd like do like, and we learn song, and you do like, and I Love Her. I remember that song. They did the guitar riff. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. But yeah, he's like, he played the guitar riff, and I love that thing. Now you guys just play back. Yeah. And then, hey, I would grade you on that. I know he graded us on the finger picking. So I don't know. This is how I finger pick. I don't know, that's just how I do it. No one taught me that. That's just how I naturally want to do it. So I remember we had to go to this little booth, and he was grading us on the finger picking. But we do the song, so I would like in between, while we were learning, we would just kind of have to do some stuff. We were just playing around on the guitar, us, while the teachers doing stuff. And I would just start playing some Beatles stuff, and I knew a lot of Beatles songs at that point. And this one girl was like all impressed. And then I met her years ago. She was like, I remember you were in the guitar class. It was good. I guess so. Yeah, because I could always just kind of go. So I was making this up right now. I sound like a song though. I have that ability to make up songs, to create songs, and I can just kind of do that kind of. Usually when I write a song, I just kind of work on the lyrics and the chord structure first, and then later on you can just add this kind of little bits, little fancy bits into it. Yeah, so and all that other jazz that jazz goes on about. So do another song. I feel like doing another song or talking. I think that's it for today. I did like a few videos here and I did a few songs. I'll probably post it on my YouTube. And today is the 10th of September 2023. Actually, I try to do this video like almost on most days, because you see people post videos of themselves and it's like from like a year ago, or pictures from like years ago, and like a few months ago. It's just it every day. It's like you have the technology, you have a cell phone that records camera. Just put the camera there and do something. You say like if you're a musician, just play a song. Do it like daily. Just it's like you're gonna play. Musicians still practice. Like regardless of how famous you are, you still gotta practice. Trust me. It's like otherwise you get rusty. Even singing, just I sing, and when I don't sing for like even a week, it gets rusty, and especially I tell you how it gets rusty, because it's like a muscle. I mean, you keep it strong and it's great, and you can sing it, because a lot of times if I sing a lot, the vocal muscle gets kind of stressed and fatigued, and so I can't hit high notes. And when I'm trying to hit high notes, it's just you can hear it, because I haven't sang in a while. And so, like if I do like Hard Day's Night, that's one of the songs that's it's not an easy song to sing, especially when you're singing the lead bit, and plus the when I'm home, everything seems to be right. Yeah, that little bit, it's kind of it's being a hard day when I'm home, everything seems to be right. Singing with a lot of power, but when you sing a lot, it taxes your voice, and you get fatigued, and it's hard for a guy, for me, I don't know, but other singers, it's hard for me to hit high notes. It's always easy to go low notes. It really takes a lot, because that's where I talk, so that's always keeps strong. But when you sing it higher, and so that kind of bit of the vocal cord, it's gotta stay strong, unless you just kind of do the same things all day and do the same thing. So you stay in that. But I think that's why it's like easier for a guy to sing lower, because he talks lower. So if you talk higher, then maybe that part of the vocal cord will stay strong as well. So use it for a while, and it gets kind of not, something like that. That seems to be like a sensible theory, right? Yeah. So I just kind of, so it's, just to keep the voice in check. You sing a little bit every day, or you play guitar every day. Same thing with songwriting. You do it all the time. If you don't do it for a while, it's your mind starts to lose the kind of, it's like when I write a song, I go to a certain place inside my brain. That's kind of the creative place, and it's there, and it's like a different place than this kind of airy, very kind of, how you doing? Fine. Kind of very simplistic, everyday kind of, way of talking, way of being, just kind of not really in artistic kind of place, just kind of, but then you kind of go to this kind of more creative place where you kind of being more creative and you're saying things. That's where you go, and it's a different place, but you gotta get there, and you find ways of getting there, but when you're not there all the time, then you get kind of, the more you do it, the easier access is to it. Like the more, it's always been a thing for me. Like, the more I write, the better I write. For me, that's how it is. lot of writers, the more they write, the more they run out of ideas, and the more they suck. So, I don't know. It seems that way. It seems like a lot of musicians, they get, I don't know, maybe when they become famous, maybe famous kind of ruins you as an artist. You become famous, and then you just kind of have a different view on things. You know, when you're an artist and you're not famous, and you're just kind of trying to struggle to become famous. Why you want to be famous? I don't know. I don't really want to be famous. I don't want to make money and be rich. I don't really want to have fame, but I think a lot of people struggle to be that though, get the money, and you know, you're kind of angry about things, and then, so you write things about how you really feel, but then you become famous because people love you and they give you money and they buy your albums, and then you don't really feel that anger towards people, because usually that's where most of the anger is, towards people. But then when people buy your albums and they make you rich, and you don't really have this kind of, so you kind of lose that edge. You're like, what do I write about now? I can't write about people because they're my buddies now. They're like good to me. I can't. I think that's what it is. I'm not angry about things anymore because I'm rich now. Now I'm living in a nice big house, and it's like, well, I write about my swimming pool and my jacuzzi. What do I write about? Yeah, I'll do it in perspective. You know, it's like no. Then they get a little lazier. I don't know. It just seems that way when people get lazier about things. They don't try as hard. Because like now I'm successful. I don't have to try as hard. Just people buy anything that I do. You know, that's what it is. I think success makes you kind of lazy and not good, as good of an artist. I think that's what it is. I think so. But the Beatles still kept going good. I think one of the main reasons why the Beatles were still good is because they had each other to watch each other and say, "Don't start sucking." You know, they had each other to keep each other honest. You know, that's why. I think that's probably why they were still good. You know, I mean, so they didn't really have anything bad come through because they were very critical about each other's work and say, "Well, that's good," and honest about it. Because you like wonder why. Well, the Beatles became famous, so why were they still good? Why were they getting better artistically? Why was that? Well, yeah, because they were still. Because they are creative, but they were being honest. They were keeping each other honest. It's like, you know, they were competing with each other still, and there were still things to write about. You know. But then what about other bands that become famous? Do they become better? I don't know. Like I know Pink Floyd, when they did Dark Side of the Moon, they were like, I heard Roger Waters saying, well, we had to make a good album, otherwise we was just gonna, you know, be dropped by the record company. So they were like, you know, they were just still trying to become a, you know, big success by the time Dark Side of the Moon. Before Dark Side of the Moon, then Dark Side of the Moon came, and they were like, you know, but they were still making that album when they were still like not really a great big success. You know? But then that album made them a success. Then they went on to do Wish You Were Here, which is another good album. And, you know, Animals. But I think it's mostly Roger Waters. I think Roger Waters is one of those guys who's just kind of true to himself. You know what I mean? He just kind of doesn't really, the success doesn't really affect him. He just keeps going, does what he normally do anyway. You know what I mean? I mean, he goes out there and puts himself out there about Palestine and all that. Even though he doesn't have to, he can just be a rich rock star and just kind of not care about anything. But he chooses to put himself out there because he cares. You know, a lot of rich people don't have to care. They just, you know, but they care because they care. They're caring people. So, like John Lennon, he didn't have to go out and say anything about the war or try to end the Vietnam War and one peace. But he cared. Well, a lot of people say things about him and say, well, he was like this and like that, and in his personal life. It's like, but still, he cared enough to do something. You know what I mean? Like regardless of what you think that he was like, he still did something, you know, or try to do something. So which I think trying and is very more. It's a very important thing. It's better than not trying.